Hello everybody, this is Daydream Adrift. Welcome back to another creative mode let's play. I thought it'd be kind of funny to show you guys this well, there's the title menu animation, but I also put some of my own splash text in here. This one is probably, this was probably really funny. You probably remember this meme where the guy starts the video and he immediately gets punched in the face and he's like, "Oh, I can't believe you've done this." That one's a classic. Okay, so yeah, I still have fast lighting enabled here. I think I'm gonna stick with that for the creative one because it's just easier to focus on building stuff when there's less graphical detail, I guess. It's specifically in creative mode because you're going so fast. So yeah, last time we were building a like sci-fi courtroom, and then I decided I didn't like that, so I'm going to turn it into a greenhouse type of thing. So that's what I'm going to continue on. So, oh wow, sorry, I didn't know the volume was that high. And let me know if the volume is okay. Because I'm just starting this. Well, I guess this is one of many that I'm just starting. But how do I do this again? Oh yeah. So a few days ago, I was experimenting with the mod pack to see if I could try to bring back the survival mode functionality. Because right now, it's not satisfactory, at least as far as modding goes. I think for now, as far as survival mode goes, I'm just going to use the mango pack because it's a lot more fun. I think it feels more yeah. I don't know if my friend wants me to talk about what him and I talked about yesterday, but he's trying to get a read on my taste for video games, and I guess it's really hard for him to tell what I like about games. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I'm still experimenting with what is actually fun about games. And I've heard a lot of people, I've heard multiple people like Scott the Waz and Akey Jakey and a few other creators talk about, like what even makes video games fun? Like why are they like why do we play them? And different people have different reasons too. I watched a video by Ahoy recently where he's he kind of feels like I guess he thinks, in his opinion, the Hollywood aspect kind of pressures game developers to create these more story-focused games, where it's not even a video game anymore. It's just, it might as well be a movie. And I kind of agree with that. Mad respect to Naughty Dog for The Last of Us and Hideo Kojima for Death Stranding and all of that, but I do not care for like heavily story-based games. It doesn't mean I've never played games that have a story focus and have really enjoyed them. Like I really like Undertale. I really like, I was about to mention Steins Gate and Danganronpa, but those aren't even really video games. Those are visual novels, and I don't really feel like I'm playing a game when I play those. So, yeah, we're just creating these like little garden chambers floating in the air. I don't know what these are for, but they look cool, so I'm gonna do it. They look very. I feel like, you know, why build stuff in Minecraft that is just a copy of what exists in the real world? Because, you know, Minecraft's physics and its properties of reality, well, you know, reality, quote unquote. In the context of the video game, there's things you can get away with in Minecraft that you cannot do in real life. And the same goes for, you know, animations, books. So why should I create things that make sense if I can come up with a fun reason or a fun idea for why it is what it is, why, like, what its function is, and it looks cool, then I think that's all it needs to be. So, okay, I have 3 of these. I don't really like how it's. I don't really like it. I'm gonna top these off. Yeah. Yeah, I do have world edit in here, and I do have effortless structure, but sometimes I just prefer to use. It's kind of ironic that I prefer to use the default mechanics for building, placing blocks and stuff. It's the whole reason I even have world edit and effortless structures, because sometimes I really don't like to do that. Oops. Like, see here, right? I can I'll just show an example of what world edit is, because maybe you don't know what it is. So, like, for example, I can select this, and then I can go set error. That's basically the erase or the eraser. Just to set it as error, and then I can go and take this part and cut it. See, I almost feel like this is taking longer than if I just placed it like normal. If this was something much bigger, then it would make a lot more sense to use world edit, but see, that's not how that works. You have to actually, okay, forget it. When you click paste, it's going to paste it in relation to where you were standing or floating when you type the copy command or the cut command. So that's something I had to learn recently. I was really confused trying to figure out how that actually works. Okay, so we have 3 of these things. So I'm starting to see a vision here that this is like, these are these like floating chambers. They look like something very technologically advanced. So I'm thinking, at least for this area, there should be like a really futuristic agriculture system going on here. So I'm just gonna think about this for a second. just started recording again. Take a sip of my food up. Yeah, I love this music. Yeah, that mountain. It kind of looks like it could be something. Yeah, I know. Okay, how about what do I want here? It's technologically advanced, but I don't want it to just be. What I really don't like when I create stuff, I don't like to go for low hanging fruit. To use a metaphor, it's like I could just copy what I see in, something like, what's a really good example of I don't want to just copy Hollywood or, I want it to look inspired. Even as I say that, I don't even really know what I'm saying. I don't even know what that means. I'm gonna see. I would usually just set these on fire. Actually, there's a much easier way to do this. Yeah, I don't need any of these trees here, so I'm just gonna get rid of them all. So the easiest way to do that is to take a leaf block, and I can put that in my offhand. And in the settings here, I can go offhand only. And then I can take a huge cube shape. Just kind of. It's fine. I'll clean up the stragglers afterwards. It's not gonna get the birch trees because it's only going to break what's in my offhand, or at least it should. So let's test it. It cannot break blocks. The estimated volume is too large. Okay, so we have to do it small. I can actually turn that estimated volume up. I don't like it. Yeah, let's. Oh man. Yeah, let's change that to like 20,000. I feel like making a computer can handle 20,000. Let's see what happens. So it's this multiplied by whatever. Okay. Let's see if we can do 20,000. Okay, so I thought it was going to do only. Okay, so let's undo that. Huh. Well, that's a shame. Okay, well, we'll just replace it with, man, I really wish, can't I, let's see, give me Minecraft Air. Yep, that's Air. I don't know what I was expecting. Okay, it's fine. We'll just do it again. Okay, so that doesn't work. I thought, yeah, that only works if I'm placing something. It doesn't work if I'm breaking something. Maybe the mod developer can fix that, or yeah. Well, at least I know that it can. Well, I don't actually know technically if it can handle 20,000 because most of the blocks inside that range were air, so I didn't do anything. What was this? What did this belong to? Is this the top? Yeah, it would have to be the top. Yeah. You know, it's fine. I have a bad habit of going back and forth. My agriculture director from college had to teach me this because I never knew just how important it was. You just focus on the task that you're doing and then worry about the little sub corrections that you have to make afterwards. Oh my goodness. Actually, it should be glass, or not grass. Glass? No. Grass. Glass. It should be soil, is what I'm trying to say. Actually, farmland would probably be better. But you can't grow sugar if you're not farmland. So, use your dirt. I have an idea. What if... Okay. Yeah, I'll change this settings, it's fine. Actually, right there would be perfect. Yeah, I need to test this. So what if we put dirt on top of a water block? The sugar cane grow there. No. So, yeah, I'll just put this back. Yeah, I think I should have burned these trees down before I did anything. So before I start putting this back, I should actually just burn everything. And thankfully, because of one of the mods I'm using, it speeds up it brings back the alpha. It brings back the fire spread from alpha, I think, or one of the really old versions of Minecraft. So it makes burning things happen way faster. That could be a good thing, and that could be a bad thing. Like you've seen in the previous episodes, I keep finding forest fires happening all the time because of the lava. But it is kind of nice. Like I'll show you an example. Like this whole area here, where all this grass is, this used to just be trees. Now in creative mode it doesn't really matter, but in survival mode it can be cool because you can have an area completely open like this, where there wouldn't be originally, if that makes sense. So maybe, like, you can just add some diversity to the experience where you just kind of walk into an area and maybe it's like a seasonal forest or a jungle, and there's just no trees. And that can potentially be inspiring, or it can just be annoying. Depends on whether you really like trees or really don't. And something I do miss about the newer versions, like the newer world gen, is the more Bandicam. I know I committed such a heinous crime here. Oh, that's not even letting me. Oh, never mind. Got it. Nice. It's fine. It's like using WinRAR. WinRAR. I want the sugarcane to be all around. But yeah, something I miss about the newer versions is the more flat areas with less trees. Why is it? I look away for a second and the fire just kind of stopped burning. Huh. Alright, well, yeah, I'll figure this out. I think I'm gonna work on something else for a second because, this isn't working the way that I want it to, and I need to think about it. But I don't want to think about it while I'm doing this, so I'm gonna try to do something else. Let's see, what if I had a wooden path going through here? Well, that's the purpose of that. I mean, I guess to see for people to get through here. But why? Why? Why did they need that? Okay, I just, this is bothering me. I'm just gonna put this back how I had it before. There we go. And yeah. Shoot. Okay, so there's these floating things. Okay, yeah, that's a cool idea. I want to flatten off this area, and I'm gonna put some kind of a factory here. Factory isn't really the best word, but it's the best word that I could think of. So, factory. It's gonna be a factory. Basically, the idea I have is that there's going to be these long tube faucets, kind of. In which case, there's probably have these open. Which basically they're like arms to extend like water filtration tubes into the water here. That basically is what the factory or the agriculture, what would you say? The stewards of the agriculture use to keep the water clean and renew it so that the plants are healthy. That's just kind of what I'm thinking, so that's what I'm gonna do. So let's get rid of this big block of this. I'm gonna shave off the top of this hill. Is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's gonna let me do this? I think it's gonna let me do it. Yeah, see, there's a bit of lag there because that time it was mostly comprised of blocks instead of air. Okay, now, why? I threw away my flint and steel. Do you have a habit like that when you play this game? You just like put things away in a chest or throw things away, and then you realize like 5 minutes later that you still needed that thing, and then you have to go back for it or make it again. I feel like I have a bad tendency of doing that, like with computer files too. I'll just throw things away, and then the next day I'm like, oh, where's that thing? And I remember it went in the trash, and I emptied the recycling bin already. It's gone forever. So, yeah, that's a bad habit of mine. Sometimes I need to embrace some frugality, but I don't want to do it too much because then that just leads to hoarding. I don't like hoarding. Let's see. So, okay, I'm gonna stop looking at that. That thing's gonna burn, and if it starts a forest fire, I don't care. I can just put the trees back later. So, so I'm gonna put a factory here. I'm gonna do a very rough sketch of what I want, and then I can build on top of that later. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. you got these things coming out here, and maybe I can use mushroom stems to be the tubes. Kind of looks like a tube. Yeah. I think that looks fine. Maybe I could have it like that on the bottom. Right. Yeah, I'm just gonna build a bunch of these. I think it should go higher, like a lot higher. Oops. And I also need to turn down my speed here. I think I could go higher, but just two more. And that's so convenient. So yeah, I'll just have tubes coming off the top of these, and then I'll figure out how. I think one of these should have the tube actually going into the water. Like maybe someone went on lunch break and they didn't pull it out all the way because they're amateur. It's fine. You gotta be an amateur first before you can be a professional. Something like that. And then I'll have another one over here, or another two. I do wonder if these should be bigger, because this seems like a lot of expensive technology just for these tiny little chambers. I think maybe they should be a lot bigger. But maybe there's a deeper reason why they're so small. I don't know. It's fine. I'm gonna make them bigger. Actually, I think I'm gonna make them a lot bigger. But I'll do that later. I have the basic framework for it down, so I'll do it later. This tree needs to be gone. This tree needs to be gone, but don't burn this, please. My friend showed me this video. No, okay, it's fine. Yes. Ooh. Honestly, I wish there was like a world gen setting where I could just turn off trees, because they're kind of useless in creative mode. At least that's how I see it. I mean, I guess it's nice to have distant terrain that's already kind of garnished with trees and grass and stuff, but I don't know. Like, Mojang really should have added in some easy creative mode functions to just delete trees, I guess. So clearly I can't do it here. I mean, there is a tree deletion tool that I can create. I just don't remember how. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. For now, burning trees is the easiest thing to do. Alright, so yeah, we get the two. This one will be a little bit more off. This one could be lower. yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna do for now. So I'll see you guys in the next part. Bye bye.